Hey everyone, I'm Sham. Welcome back to Sham's Makeup. Today we're going to look at another foundation review and I'm going to review the Touche Eclat foundation, and this is their Touche Eclat Le Teint Radiance Awakening Foundation. This foundation retails at $54 and YSL is a luxury brand, so the price point is definitely on the higher side. And again, I picked out the shade B65, which is in the shade Bronze. So my skin type is a combination to dry. I do get oily on my T-zone area occasionally, like when the weather is pretty humid. And I do have a neutral undertone. So I always look for foundations that have neutral undertone, because when it comes to yellow undertone foundation, they look very yellow on my skin. So it's a 1 fluid ounce of foundation and it's a 30 ml of product. In the YSL range, they do have like two other foundation. One is like all in the glow kind of foundation. It's slightly like a tinted moisturizer, and the other one is like an all matte foundation. So talking about matte foundations, I did post a new review of the Narcissus Soft Matte Foundation, which I'll link it right here. Make sure you check them out, and if you're not yet subscribed to my channel, make sure you subscribe to my channel. So without further ado, let's just get into the review of the foundation. So today we're gonna get up close and personal with this particular foundation, and this is the Touche Eclat Le Teint Radiance Awakening Foundation. And this particular foundation does come with an SPF of 30. So this is how the packaging of the foundation looks like. So it does come in a glass bottle packaging. So this particular foundation does claim to give you a medium coverage and brightens the complexion and leaves a flawless radiant finish. And it's enriched with Ruscus extract to diminish the dullness of your skin. And then it also has an anti-fatigue formula featuring free radical protection of vitamin E and SPF 22 broad spectrum sunscreen. And it also says that this particular foundation does wear well on combination dry and oily. So I do have a combination skin. So this particular foundation does have a very natural finish to the skin, and it's pretty runny in consistency. So I prefer to use a face brush instead of a beauty blender to apply this foundation, because a beauty blender kind of like soaks up the foundation and it's pretty pricey, so you do not want to waste any product. So I'm going to take one pump of this foundation at the back of my hands. You can see it's like pretty runny. And I'm using my Marc Jacobs face brush, and I'm going to dab it over my face area. So you can see that it gives you a very light coverage. It's kind of like a tinted moisturizer, but probably with a little bit more coverage. But some tinted moisturizers do give you a pretty good coverage as well. I do like their foundation, which comes in a tube form. It's also like a foundation cum tinted moisturizer. It does wear pretty light on the skin. So this is like one pump of the foundation, and I'm just going to blend it over the forehead area. There are foundations that I like to apply underneath my eye area just to even out the skin tone, but I personally feel that whenever I tried on this particular foundation underneath my eye area, they kind of ruin my concealer thereafter. So with this particular foundation, I personally do not like to do that. I just leave my under eye pretty bare and then I will apply concealer. So this is how pretty much one pump of the foundation kind of looks like on my skin. I do have kind of like a pretty decent looking skin at the moment. I do not have any marks on my skin, so it does give me a pretty good coverage. But you can see that my skin is still showing through this foundation. So I'm just going to take one mini pump, just like that. And then I'm going to blend it on the areas, particularly this area that I always want additional coverage. This foundation doesn't look cakey although you layer it up because they are very thin in consistency. And just to warn you, they do have like a scent to it, like a YSL signature kind of scent to it. So if you get turned off with any kind of scent makeup products, you might want to avoid this foundation. So I'm just bringing it down to my neck just to even out the foundation. I pretty much feel that this foundation wears very beautifully on combination to dry skin. On oily skin girls, you have to be a little bit more careful. Maybe you want to mattify your skin first before you apply the foundation because it tends to get oily on my T-zone areas. So I've noticed a lot of like shine on my T-zone areas, and when the weather is much humid, I can feel that the foundation feels very sticky and tacky on my skin, although I've set it with a translucent powder. So I personally would recommend this particular foundation for combination to dry skin. And for oily skin girls, if you tend to get a little bit dry during the cooler month, then you would enjoy this particular foundation for a perfect glow. So I'm going to finish my entire face makeup and I'll be right back. So pretty much I'm sure that you've already got my verdict while I was applying the foundation itself. So I do love this foundation. I see myself wearing this foundation more during the colder months, but if you do live in a humid area, I personally wouldn't recommend this foundation for oily to combination skin. But for dry skin, this would give you the perfect glow that you need. Although the consistency of this particular foundation is pretty runny and it's very light, it does give a decent coverage to the skin. It doesn't mask your skin, it doesn't give you like a full coverage, but it does cover up pretty well. For me, I personally feel that it covers up pretty well. So when it comes to the packaging, you may want to be a little bit careful because they are glass bottle packaging, so you want to be extra careful when you're packing it and if you're traveling anywhere in the world right now, which I don't think so it's happening, but if you are, just in case. So if you decide to pick up this foundation, or you're thinking of picking it up, or you have already picked it up, you like it or you don't like it, leave me a comment on the comment box below. So all the details of the product will be listed down below on the description box. I do hope that you enjoyed my review for today. To my very next one, stay beautiful both inside and out, and goodbye.